I'm Ben Silverio.
I'm Byron Advanced Computing.
And I'm Ansel Burch.
And it's time to party.
We are not doctors. We don't give medical advice. Please drink responsibly.
Yep.
This is
Yes.
This is a hell of a movie, guys. This is a hell of a movie.
Oh, party people. We are back again with more Time to Party. Welcome. Thanks for joining us. There are a lot of ways you can find soothing comfort in this trash fire of a world. We appreciate you tuning in to us.
That's one way to enter. It's like, hey,
it's like
fucking sucks right now. Come listen to us.
You want to watch a movie from 2012?
Yeah, who cares? It'll be all right.
We can be your own personal "this is fine" meme. No, everything burning around you, just sipping your coffee. Anyway, if for whatever reason you're just tuning in to episode 3, first, good on you. But second, we have been talking about Men in Black 3 with our good friend Byron AC. See that? We made it rhyme. Did you do that on purpose, Byron?
Oh, yeah. I did. Well, listen, the AC is a combination of two things if you figure it out. Ansel probably can figure out the C at the very least. I don't know if he can. Yeah. He's got the A down.
Is it asshole?
Yes. Byron asshole compartment.
Sometimes you get charged extra for that.
We're already off to a great start,
friends. If you don't know what we're talking about,
we're talking about Men in Black.
It's true. And this is what our good friends at IMDb have to say about Men in Black 3. Agent J travels back in time to MIB's early days in 1969 to stop an alien from assassinating his friend Agent K and changing history. Ooh. Dun, dun, dun. A fun fact, whenever I hear that dun, 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 I think of that movie, what is it, The Croods? With Nicolas Cage and Emma Stone and Ryan Reynolds. And there's like a character named Belt who's voiced by the same guy who voices Stitch. And it's a ridiculous animated movie about cave people.
I remember when it came out.
But it's yeah. And Belt is like dun dun dun. He hangs out with Ryan Reynolds. I imagine all his belts do that. Clearly we're delusional after
we spent way too much time on the second episode and completely burned ourselves out for this one, so
the lack of sleep is showing.
Oh yeah, so everyone just pop a melatonin, it'll be all good, and we'll gently take you into that good night tonight.
There you go. Sleep podcast is a whole genre. I'm sure we could get in.
Oh yeah. We just need some buttery voices. So if you got a buttery voice, send your application too.
There we go.
Ansel Burch's personal phone number, which is
that's right
773.
I am very easy to find online.
That's right, people. Time to Party is moving in a new direction.
Well, this is the education. This is the edutainment episode, which some people find a little bit sleepy. But I for one, have a high octane offering for this month.
Oh, do you?
I do.
Well, I feel like we should start with you then.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we can do that.
Mainly because I'm still working on mine.
So I want you to cast your mind back to watching the movie when we had the moment where Kay reveals the vehicle that they are going to use to give chase to Boris the animal. Jay is so surprised.
It's just Boris.
It's just Boris, yeah. It's
just
Boris.
And Jay is so surprised that the vehicle in question is a monowheel, one of those weird, dumb motorcycles with the one wheel that goes around the whole darn thing. And they make a comment about, oh, you don't have these in the future, which I think they intended to be like a fun throwaway thing, but monowheels actually go way back. Monowheels go back to the 1800s. The first ones
of fucking
were
course you would know about this.
Not before I Googled it. Don't worry.
You're at a monowheel convention earlier this week.
Yeah. Well, it's
doing your research.
I'm not gonna lie. The woodcut of the old timey guy riding this thing, I could cosplay as this guy. So the original, the first one that got built, as far as I could find, goes back to the 1860s, just shy of the 1870s. Actually, 1869, so 100 years before the events of the flashback in this movie. And the original model was called the unicycle, which obviously we ended up using for something else, or the Flying Yankee Velocipede, which I'm sad that didn't catch on. That feels like a much better name. In the 1860s, obviously they thought they had something on their hands. This was a time when we were doing a lot of innovation around bicycles, and the Velocipede was a name for these early bicycles. They were known as the Bone Shaker because they hadn't figured out. Oh yeah, it was bad.
We were doing innovation on bicycles.
Yeah, this was So when I worked at the Museum of Science and Industry, we had an entire exhibit called The Art of the Bicycle. And it's still there. You can go check it out. Part of the joy of the Art of the Bicycle exhibit is that it's not about like bicycles that made it into production. Most of them are bikes that didn't work out. Like they're in the museum because nobody rode them, and so they're in still really good condition. So
that's amazing.
Most of the historic bikes that are on display are ones that are like, yeah, this sucked. That one hurt people. This one couldn't drive. You know?
You're like, please do not let your children climb onto this thing. They will get hurt very easily.
It has hurt everyone that's ever touched it.
I know it's not like
it killed 3 men
actual...
as we tried to bring it in the museum.
Well,
it's cursed.
I know it's not an actual bicycle, but it's in the bicycle family. Do you guys talk about the Vespa with the rocket launcher on it that they tried to use during the war? That would be parachuted in.
No, that did not make it into the exhibit. That sounds sick as hell, though.
The things you learn about Vespa and other companies during war times when you're just scrolling through Instagram videos.
Yeah, boy, if you want to make yourself sad, Google your favorite company and what they were doing during World War II.
Yeah.
It's almost never good.
No. The one about Nintendo was fun because it wasn't necessarily Nintendo killing people.
Weren't they
it was
making
Nintendo's history. Well, the video was specifically highlighting their love hotels.
Sorry, what?
Yes. Oh. So Nintendo used to have...
I just want to see Ansel's reaction to love hotels. This is...
So, according to this...
As opposed to normal hotels?
Yes. So in Japan, the love hotels are the ones that you can rent by the hour. And... apparently Nintendo also used to have a line of taxi cabs that could bring people to the love hotels. And apparently there are still remnants of the love hotel history in Nintendo's games today. For example, how do you level up your Pokemon and heal them?
I never played. You make them fight each other, I thought.
One thing you can do is leave them at the Pokemon Center or some kind of hotel to like breed more Pokemon.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
At the like gym or whatever. Yeah.
Something like that. Yeah.
At the gym. At the Steamwork gym.
Yeah. This Pokemon's pretty cool. What if it fucked?
Listen, if Machamp doesn't fuck, then if you think that, I think you're wrong.
Is that the one with the extra arms?
Yes.
Yeah. Hey, I knew one.
There you go. He absolutely fucks.
Now you turn this podcast into which Pokemon do you think fucks or not?
Yeah, which Pokemon fucks?
You got like at least 700 of them.
Probably not this guy. He's probably too tired already.
That guy looks like he's got the same problem as all those pandas, all those zoo pandas.
Listen, Snorlax is good at two things exactly, and one of them is not fucking. Nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that.
Anyway, to bring it all home,
But he eats pussy like a motherfucker. I'll tell you that.
Oh man,
He's a
like
deep
it's his
sea
job.
diver, that one.
Oh man. Anyway, to bring it all home, you can buy your very own motorized motorcycle today for just $13,000.
Oh my god, who is still making these?
This one is made by, I don't know. It's a sketchy website that I refuse to click on, but
It's just filled with malware.
yeah.
The minute you get the bike, you get malware in your lugs.
Where was this one?
If you have enough money to afford it, then
There's a company called McLean that's making them, but they didn't have prices on their website.
Surprisingly, this got past the tariffs. Everything else,
Yeah.
the monolithic bikes.
But yeah, there seem to be a few different companies making them, which is surprising because I don't think I've ever seen one. And they seem to be reasonably priced as vehicles with motors go.
you mean there isn't some hipster riding around Bucktown on one of these already?
Just because I haven't seen Dylan doesn't mean he doesn't exist.
To be fair, like electric bike now is like the big thing.
Mhm.
It's like so I wouldn't put it past monolith bike
And
becoming a thing.
arguably, those little one wheel things that you put your feet on, the little like skateboard that has less stability situations.
Yes.
Those work on the same principle. It's still the one wheel with the gyroscope at the bottom to keep it upright. Like it's the same design.
Yeah.
And I see those.
Did they have one of those in the like that South Park episode? The bike,
Probably
because
they look dumb as hell.
Ben, do you know the episode I'm referring?
I don't, but I believe you
Where
because
was-
they've totally done all that stuff before.
Where was the?
Oh my god, I remember it now. I do remember that episode now.
We'll let the listeners Google that one.
Google that one on your own. Yeah. That will not be in the show notes.
remember that one.
Snorlax is all about that one.
Oh my god.
Jesus.
Listen, we're not here to kink shame Pokemon.
No.
Yeah. They're fictional and we don't know what their genitals are like. Go for it, guys.
We'd have to dive much further into fan fiction to
They're
know
very
that.
fluid
Oh, I bet.
in more ways than one.
Hey, well, I don't know if that's what you had prepared, but hey, Byron, what's your edutainment? And is it Pokemon genitals?
God, I wish it was that. But watching this movie, I have to say, really brings up a topic that, of course, everyone is talking about, and that's government waste. As we've seen within the Men in Black, so much inefficiency within this organization. Luckily, I don't know if you guys have seen the news lately. There's this new branch of the government that's just been created called the Department of Government Efficiency. And they got a really, really cool website. Man, this website's so cool. It's in dark mode. Even if you don't want it in dark mode, it's there. So cool. Anyways, I got a report on the Men in Black here. I got it pulled up. $8,758 per oval monitor that they have, which is the monitor itself is poor design. It cuts off about 40% of the screen. And they've got like fucking thousands of these.
They do have to
the
get
math
them
on
custom.
that one. Their New York real estate office, about 9.5 million per year. And that's before all the custom work they did for their little super secret entrance and all that other bullshit. Looking at now, now I gotta say, the Men in Black, they do use AI. If you remember in that one scene, they were talking. Will Smith was talking to it to try and get a little bit more backstory. So he was using quite a bit of AI usage. As we all know, AI uses so much goddamn computing power. Let's just say the Men in Black's consumption took out the power in Spain recently. So the bill for that, just, we're still calculating that. In fact, okay, and this report is been taken off the site. Fuck.
Oh my god.
Well, listen, this is a new department, and these things happen.
Developing, yeah.
It's developing, but they do follow up quite a bit on this week's sponsor, of course, X.
Oh my god.
You want to watch porn on the bus or at work and think you're totally getting away with it?
God.
Join us on X. Oh, they gave me a ton of copy, by the way.
Oh,
so
okay. Just buckle up.
Want to join the Gooner to alt-right pipeline?
Oh god.
Join us on X. Have a pro-Nazi. Hold on.
Oh man.
Have a pro-Nazi meme on your shitty cracked Android phone that's 2 generations behind. Join us on X.
The meme or the phone?
Yes.
Both. Hey, did that AI video of Trump sucking Elon's toes get you a little hard too? Create your own masterpiece on X's AI platform, Gronk. That's right, we named it after a mediocre football player who operates on multiple concussions and riding the coattails of a much more talented yet also severely problematic football player. Yes, our AI works exactly as you expect the real Gronk to work if you asked him to take the DEI training required last month. Gronk, only available on X. Hey, is Truth Social's running your phone's internal battery hotter than the sun? Switch to X, it's minimally better. Hey, are you a South African boy who let apartheid and abusive father take your worldview? God damn, it's really fucking specific. But anyways, we got a social media platform for you. It's called X. Do you hate paying pesky property taxes and want to build a giant seizure-inducing letter on top of your building? Join us on X.
Oh, no.
All right, last but not least, are you a 19-year-old with no tangible skills or education because you were busy screaming the N-word on Fortnite? Join us at Doge. I mean X. That's our sponsor for this week.
Oh, no.
Oh my.
How enlightening.
So...
Oh, okay. So
I would like
efficiency. Good topic. Good topic.
Yeah.
I would like to see all of that added to Men in Black canon after this.
That did get covered in Independence Day, which is also a Will Smith vehicle. So
it's true.
Clearly, he was
looking at porn on the bus. Will Smith was looking at porn on the bus on Independence Day. I don't remember that scene.
Allegedly.
That was.
Byron's secret mission is just to continue connecting the Will Smith universe of
cinematic
movies.
Universe. Yeah.
The Millennium, as we
There we go. There we go.
Those were the days. The Millennium.
We're still living in the Millennium. We haven't stopped.
I mean,
we've got another 75 years left of this Millennium.
I mean, if it's a true Millennium, we've got 975 years.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah.
He didn't call it a Will-entry.
Oh yeah, true.
That's true. He was thinking ahead.
That could be That could be his next
Man,
album, though.
that guy's so forward thinking. Man, I gotta say, the power he has in Hollywood now. Oh wait, that's right. That thing happened. Fuck.
This guy could
He
anchor
might have to
any
cancel
movie.
Yeah.
Anyway,
If we've just been dropping hot
crazy
takes,
man.
Oh my god! I was gonna make a joke, but I'm definitely not gonna do that because I'm in some film critic circles and stuff. So I should probably not.
Smart.
Anyway, so finally, for my edutainment, I wanted to focus on a location that you can find in Men in Black 3.
Oh.
If you recall, the place that Agent J remembers where Boris the Animal is going to be first was Coney Island.
Oh, yeah.
Because his first victim perishes at the New York landmark. And so while thinking of what we could cover for edutainment this month, I realized that I really don't know that much about Coney Island. So I've never been there. Half the time when I go to New York, I'm just stuck in Manhattan. So I figured I'd look into it just a teeny tiny bit. Coney Island is a neighborhood in Brooklyn that is historically known for their entertainment district, which is mostly filled with theme park attractions. Mm-hmm. From what I could find, there is no clear historical consensus on how the island got the name Coney Island, but there are a number of theories. The first one, and the one that I think is like the most accepted potentially, is that the etymology comes from the Native American tribe, the Kono or Konoi, which means the bear band, and they once inhabited the island. So the name could have potentially come from them. The second theory is that Henry Hudson's second mate, John Coleman, who was slain by the natives of Coney Island in 1609, mispronounced their name.
Oh.
So instead of the Kono or Konoi, he said Coney, and it kind of stuck. According to that theory. Another theory, 18th century Irish captain Peter O'Connor named it after Coney Island in Ireland, which had a lot of rabbits.
I mean, that seems like a far more plausible.
Because in Gaelic, coinin, I believe, is how you say it, is the word for rabbit.
Oh, okay.
There is another theory that it comes from Dutch. The surname Konin, Konyn, Conyn,
Right.
is the surname of Dutch settlers who arrived at Coney Island and suggested it because there were a lot of rabbits, and that is derived from the Dutch word for rabbit. I don't know how I fell into this section of the rabbit hole, but I thought it was interesting. But here we are. But the main thing that I was really curious about for Coney Island was the amusement area. Because between 1880 and World War II, Coney Island was the largest amusement area in the United States. I cannot confirm nor deny, but I'm fairly certain that Walt Disney World is now the largest amusement area in the United States, considering their extremely large property. But, I could be wrong, or that could be my bias showing. But Coney Island being the largest, it actually contained 3 competing amusement parks. I thought that Coney Island was just like one big amusement park, but it's actually like a bunch of small ones.
Oh.
So back then it was separated into Luna Park, Dreamland, and Steeplechase Park, plus a bunch of stuff that was independently run. The first roller coaster at Coney Island was the Switchback Railway, which was located at West 10th Street in 1884. Nearby was the Elephantine Colossus, a 7-story building shaped like an elephant that included a brothel. Until its demolition in 1890, that elephant was the first thing that immigrants saw when they arrived in New York. Because it was before the Statue of Liberty.
If that's not America.
Yeah. Woof.
Yeah.
Wow.
So,
look, the Statue of Liberty. No, I think that's a giant elephant. Wonder what goes on in there. I'm sure nothing more than dreams.
of course.
Prosperity and no one being exploited.
One day I'm gonna go there, Mommy.
One day we'll all go there.
So, as much as I try to avoid talking about this man, or well, his family anyway, I did feel that I needed to mention this. In the 1960s, after Coney Island was hit by fires and recessions and all of the ups and downs of the amusement industry, no pun intended, but totally intended, some guy by the name of Fred Trump wanted to build luxury apartments and a 160-foot high enclosed dome with recreational facilities and a convention center on the property of Steeplechase Park. After a ton of back and forth, the city did their best to keep Trump from staying on the property. They even attempted to evict him by refusing to grant a lease extension towards the end of the decade. In the end, his plans didn't really follow through on the scale that he was looking for. But, you know, any Trump L is an L that we'll gladly take.
Yeah. Luckily, that guy didn't have any kids or any offspring, and we haven't heard the name since.
Exactly. If only.
Yeah.
I wish that was the universe that Griffin saw that we're living at now. See, tying it right back into the movie.
There we go.
Finally, instead of the 3 amusement parks on Coney Island back in the day, today there are only 2, and that is Luna Park and Dino's Wonder Wheel Amusement Park. And they still have all the independently run stuff, like bumper cars
Dino really
and
wanted
haunted
to get his
houses.
namesake in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know,
He
right?
could die.
He was just like, no, this is mine.
Dino's Elephant Fuck Pleasure Palace of fun.
That's the attraction they should really be bringing back. And within Coney Island's theme park district, there are 3 rides with landmark status. 3 active rides, I should say. One is a New York City designated landmark. Another is listed in the National Register of Historic Places. And the third is both. So the first one is the Wonder Wheel, the big Ferris wheel made of steel with both stationary and rocking cars. It was originally opened in 1920, and it became a city landmark in 1989. The second one is the B&B Carousel, spelled Carousell, which is how the builder William F. Mangles spelled it.
That's a rough name for somebody who makes amusement park rides.
That's what I'm saying. Hopefully nobody connected the two. So this carousel was the island's last traditional carousel. It can be found near the entrance, or the old entrance, to Luna Park, and it was built between 1906 and 1909 with a traditional roll-operated fairground organ. It was relocated a few different times in its history, but now where it currently sits, it is on the National Register of Historic Places as of 2016. Okay. Finally, the last of these active rides to get one of these designations is the Coney Island Cyclone, which opened in 1927, which is one of the oldest wooden roller coasters still in operation in the U.S. It became a city landmark in 1988 and was listed on the NRHP in 1991. It is New York City's only remaining wooden coaster and is considered irreplaceable since timber-supported coasters can no longer be built under modern city building codes. The last thing I wanted to bring up is there is one defunct ride that is still standing and a city landmark. And it's also listed on the NRHP. This is the parachute jump. Originally built as the Lifesavers parachute jump as part of the 1939 New York World's Fair. This ride was like the first of its kind. Patrons were brought up to 262 feet in the air before being dropped.
Oh.
And then the parachutes let go. The parachute jump was closed in the 1960s, but was preserved and was added to the National Register of Historic Places in 1980 and made a city landmark in 1989. So even though the Coney Island of yesteryear is no longer what it was, there are still remnants of its former glory scattered around this Brooklyn neighborhood.
Huh.
Cha-chow.
That's pretty great.
I'm sorry, ka-chow.
Ka-chow.
And a ka-chow to you.
And also with you. I will reassure you, Ben, I did some Googling while you were talking, and Disney World is absolutely the biggest.
Yeah.
Yeah, no
that
question.
makes sense.
They have their own government, by the way.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
very true.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, party people. That does it
brings us
for
to-
our...
Disney World.
What an unproblematic company. Good stuff.
Oh,
Okay,
jeez.
moving on.
That does it for our edutainment this month. Hopefully some of that was more entertaining than informational. Educational, congregational. I don't know. I'm just saying words now.
It's gonna be libationable.
Oh,
Sensational. And I got to say, sorry.
Oh man! Before we turn into 1980s wrestling valets, even more so, arguably. You can find us on the internet. I'm at Silverio20 on Instagram, X, Blue Sky, and Letterboxd.
You can find me at Flying Yankee Velocipede 1776 on Truth Social. You can hear all of my thoughts and opinions
Oh my god!
on this modern world.
I am at the Indecisionist on all the meta properties, as well as Reddit and Blue Sky and Letterboxd, where you can find all of the movies that we have watched and all the movies we plan to watch.
If you still use a social media platform with hashtags, you can use the hashtag Time2Party. That's time, the number 2 party, to join in on the conversation.
As well as Time, the number 2 party, all spelled out, thanks to Warwick. Special thanks to April Moralba for our podcast art, and to Marlon Longett of Marlon and the Shakes for our amazing theme song. This has been an Indecisionist production.
Byron, despite the fact that you don't want anyone to find you ever, we do appreciate you coming out of the shadows and appearing on our podcast.
Yeah.
I feel like legal is I feel like legally we have to tell our listeners that most of what you said was a joke.
Listen, I cannot
For
confirm
our
or
sake,
deny.
since you cannot be found.
I can't confirm nor deny where I was on January 6th
Oh,
of
God.
2025.
okay.
Of 2020. Got it.
Perfectly normal day, yeah.
Yes.
I was storming the Capitol on that day. That was good.
Oh, I mean, it's
By himself.
for tradition,
myself,
I guess.
With-
Yeah.
for a different
Yes.
cause.
Byron was nowhere near the Palisades fire, if that's what you were thinking.
Can I just say real quick, my favorite thing they did, I don't know if you guys have ever heard of this Tiger King, but
Oh, yeah.
jeez.
Yeah.
they did a follow-up, and the Tiger King got, like, some of the guys who were trying to get Joe Exotic exonerated went to the January 6th protests not knowing what it was about, and they just had a big sign like, hey, let's free Joe Exotic. And then they were like, oh, nobody's paying attention to us. And then they left. And then January 6th happens. And they're like, oh, man, we really didn't get our message out at all. Like, we wasted so much money coming here.
Dodged a bullet, though.
Dodged a bullet, yeah. Unlike some people involved in professional wrestling, namely someone in All Elite Wrestling whose spouse may or may not have been in Washington that day. Y2J.
Oops.
But, I mean, again, legally, we're required to tell you that we are joking. Because not only are we not doctors, we are not lawyers.
No.
And we do not pretend to.
We're not running for political office of any kind.
No. It's true. And apparently we can all still be deported. So
that's equality.
What a time. What a time.
You can learn more from me, Byron AC.
In a short 18 months, if Byron isn't locked up or sent to El Salvador for some reason.
Then we can talk about that Cars short.
Yeah,
that's true.
We'll
we will definitely get to...
My podcast, the Sex Crimes of John Lasseter through the magic of Pixar.
Coming soon.
It rolls right off the tongue.
Yeah, it's very searchable.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
SEO is really happy about that title.
You're gonna find it.
Oh, you'll find it.
Oh, and that's a threat, apparently.
No, thank you guys for having me on.
Yes,
thank you.
And
thank you for joining us.
Making Ansel have to edit more. I really.
Episode 4 is going to be robust.
Party people, we hope that you've enjoyed listening to Byron as much as we've enjoyed talking to him, because this has been a wild month, y'all.
What a good time.
What a good time. As we send you back out into the trash fire that is the world right now, just remember, for the love of God, please be excellent to each other.
Party on, dudes.
Yes.